Good morning from Universal Orlando Resort. Today I am here at the park to talk to you guys about some huge changes that are coming to Islands of Adventure within the next year or so, and some concepts of what is going to replace what is being changed. We're going to do that. We're going to have some fun. We're going to see what's new in the park. I have not been to Islands of Adventure in probably over a month, so it's going to be nice to go back in here and just enjoy it. But we are here on a mission to have fun, so come with me. Let's get going. So come on and join me. So before we get our morning started, we got a couple of updates out here in CityWalk to show you. They have this stage area set out here for Halloween, which looks really cool. That's awesome that they have that. Really quickly though, over here to my right, Earl the Squirrel's truck has made it out here. Now, is it technically Earl's truck? To me it is, but it has made it out here with Hello Fall sign and pumpkins and everything. I'm sure this will be repurposed again once we get to Christmas time, but there it is. I always like seeing this out here, and it makes me feel like I'm in the season for, well, this time for Halloween. And I just ran into one of our longtime subscribers, Lisa. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the gifts, and thank you for saying hello. It's always great to see you guys. Like I said, if you ever see us in the park, please stop us, hang out, give us a hug, take a picture. Whatever, we love seeing you guys. It's always a lot of fun. Walking over here to Islands of Adventure, they have the new banners up. We just talked about this in the last video. These are slightly different, right? Because they have different characters over here. And then Blue and the T-Rex right here too. All right, let's use that pass holder entrance. Let's get in. We will talk about some new things later, but let's head over to our destination for today because I think we're gonna have a little bit of a lengthy discussion, but the adventure does begin today. We gotta pass through Seuss Landing to get where we're going, but very soon, we're gonna get Christmas decorations over here, guys. Like, that's really insane to think about. But we will be getting them very soon, like probably within the next couple of weeks. We are now crossing the bridge for our topic of discussion today. It is crazy to think about. Since back in the late 90s, the Lost Continent has been here and it is going away. Pretty soon this guy won't exist here anymore, I don't think. He'll be gone. But let's talk about the official word and what's exactly going to happen here. So Universal Creative has just confirmed through an interview that Lost Continent is going away. It will no longer be here. We've been talking about this for the last couple of years, and then especially with Poseidon's Fury shutting down, I guess it's been close to almost 3 years ago now. It's been sitting here vacant. Nothing's going on with it. Now, Poseidon's Fury sat there during the pandemic for a really long time, needing a refurb, and they finally finished the refurb, and it was open for about a year. And then after that, they shut it down, and it's been down since, I think it was like April or May of 2022 or 2023. I can't remember. But it's been shut down for a really long time. The thing is we've been talking about this for a while. What could go here? What's going to replace it? We know that it's all going to be demoed, but we don't have an official word from Universal what it's going to be yet. And so I thought I would come out here, talk to you guys about what I think is going to change, what it's going to be, and kind of lay out the land for you guys of what I see. So if you're asking me, John, what's going to replace Lost Continent, what could go here, what seems the most likely, I would propose 3 scenarios here for you. Let's start with 3, okay? The Legend of Zelda, Lord of the Rings, or Wicked. Now, you might not like any of those ideas, and you might think all those concepts are, a bit outlandish and too far for you. But let's talk through the three as we're walking through the land, and let's discuss what we think's the most likely out of those three. And it could not even be those. It could be something completely different. I think what is kind of sad about this is if this were to happen, Mythos would be gone. Of course, it would probably have some iteration of it. I'm pretty sure they would leave the restaurant here. It would just be too easy to convert over. But I really believe that this would just be completely gone. It would be something else. I have often said in past videos, now what if they change it over to Ganon's restaurant for Legend of Zelda? What if they got rid of all of this rock work, brought it to a little shack, and called it the Prancing Pony from Lord of the Rings? Or what if they used this and built it up and built something else, and they called it the Emerald City Restaurant? All of these things are possible right now. Or they just demolish this completely. Now let's talk about the attraction. Would we have one attraction? Would we have two, three, whatever? I don't think there is room back here for more than maybe one attraction. Although the rumors have been circulating that there is a 5-acre expansion, well, demolishing of 5 acres, I don't know if that's enough for 2 rides, 2 attractions. I think it could just be the one, as I was stating. But what could those attractions be? What could you do? I've covered this before, but the sign is removed. It's been removed. The only thing they have down here is Escape from the Lost City, which is kind of sad, you know? But if you guys are familiar with this channel, you know I'm all for change, as long as it's good change. So what could we do here? Let's dive into this. Let's talk about it. Number one, Legend of Zelda. You have a boat ride, right? You could easily probably do a boat ride back here. And let's just say for concept that all 3 ideas would be a boat ride. Number one, the boats in Wind Waker. You could do something that's the Legend of Zelda game. You could do something very related to that. Have yourself going around and running into all these different obstacles and things that could really, you know, do you in. There is some concepts out there for a Zelda boat ride, and we won't get into all of that. You guys can find that yourself online, because I'm not going to share it here, but you can search it. And secondly, if we were to do Lord of the Rings, let's talk about Lord of the Rings for just a minute. You could easily do a barrel ride, you know, from The Hobbit. You could have people coming down through here in a barrel area. I mean, you got to think about this. If all of this is destroyed here, all of this could be prime real estate for the attraction, right? Most likely, I would say it would kind of stay the same as far as like loading people in this way. That just makes the most sense to me. But you could do some type of a barrel ride, or you could do the Buckleberry Ferry from Fellowship of the Ring. When the ring wraiths are chasing them, there's a lot of different concepts you could do. Now let's talk about Wicked. You guys know as they're entering the Emerald City in the film, well, maybe you don't know if you haven't seen it, as they're entering the Emerald City, or not the Emerald City, but Shiz University in the film, they are taking a boat into the university. So maybe that's possible, and maybe that happens here with that. I don't know for sure. These are all, like I said, ideas that I have literally just come up with and talked about. But I am leaning more towards Wicked coming here than anything. Now, I would love to see Lord of the Rings, but I think most likely, if between the 3, Wicked. Now you're saying to yourself, John, like, what happened? You were such an advocate for Legend of Zelda coming here. Yes, absolutely. And that is still what I would want to see here. I think it makes the most sense out of anything. I think, you know, having Super Nintendo in all 3 parts just makes sense to me. But I can see them capitalizing on something different like Wicked and putting it here. Now, I know the comment section is going to be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't. I'm just throwing out ideas and concepts of what it could be. It's very possible that it could be Wicked. It's very possible it could be Lord of the Rings or Zelda. I will say that I think Lord of the Rings is the least likely out of the three. If I'm being completely honest, I want to see Lord of the Rings more than anything. But if I'm being completely honest, I think that Lord of the Rings is the less likely to come here. I think they would save it for Epic Universe if they were to do that. I think giving the size of it, that's another reason I would not want Lord of the Rings here, because if I'm going to get Lord of the Rings, I want it to be a big part of the park. I want it to be immersed. I want the Shire. I want the Prancing Pony. I want Bree. I want all that stuff. That's just me. That's not going to happen. But this area here, being the Emerald City, makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. But then let's play devil's advocate about Zelda, because I know the comment section is going to be lighting up about this one, because everyone out there just automatically knows, well, they think they know, that Zelda is going to go into Epic Universe. No one knows anything at this point. Now, while I tend to agree with you guys that I think it will go into Epic Universe given what they're doing, I also think the concept of saying that Legend of Zelda going here kind of makes sense to me. But that's whether Miyamoto over at Nintendo allows it, because there is rumors going around that he wants everything put together. But let's play devil's advocate for just a minute, and let's say Legend of Zelda goes here. I think we got some pretty cool ideas for this one. If this was the queue area, if everything was just combined into everything and it all made sense, I don't think you would have to do much work as far as this goes, because Legend of Zelda, you could turn this into the water temple, the Temple of Time. You could do whatever with this, and it would make a lot of sense, because there are pieces and structures that they could keep of this that they don't have to change. Like, this is going to be really sad if this facade is taken down, because this is beautiful. Now, what they could do is they could work on this facade, change some things over. You can see the octopus sign that is right there in the middle. You could change that over. You could come up with different concepts for that. I just think, like, structure-wise, right? Legend of Zelda makes the most sense here. It really does. Now, whether Miyamoto wants it over here or not, whether he wants everything combined in one park, I think that's not the best decision. And I think Universal knows that. But sometimes they are tied to things. They have to do whatever the IP owner wants them to do, so they can't do certain things. Certain things like Harry Potter as well that they can and can't do. So I think it all kind of makes sense. But given the whole structure of this land here and what everything looks like, I just think overall it just makes the most sense. I don't think it's going to happen here, but I think that's what makes a lot of sense here. Now we got to see if another section is open over here to talk about, but we will do that in just a second. But I just feel like I just want to reiterate again that these are just opinions. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I mean, you would have gift shops galore over here, everything that could open up and be part of this land. There's so much here. The Fire Eater's Grill, like all of this stuff would just be gone. Now, how are they going to redirect traffic in the park when they're doing this? I think it'll probably have to be like in phases, right? Because would they shut down this whole bridge going to Velocicoaster? Again, I doubt it, but there's just a lot here. Even pieces like this, I mean, look at the beautiful architecture of this whole area. I think that's what would be sad if it got completely, just utterly gutted and destroyed. They have it blocked off and I cannot get back there, but this is the old Sinbad attraction. And I have a picture, I will insert it here for you guys. But this is a whole area back here that can be gutted out and destroyed and changed into something else. It's a pretty big stage area, and they don't use it for anything other than sometimes the extended queue for Hagrid goes back here. And during the summer, they were using it as a cool zone, which still technically is summer, so they should use a cool zone anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that is what's crazy. It's a whole nother structure back here that can be changed over into something beautiful and great if they do it right. Now, one of the casualties that would happen if something happens here is the Mystic Fountain. It would be gone. We would no longer have him speaking to us. I don't think he's out speaking today, but that would be sad to see him go. Maybe he could be replaced and put somewhere else. Maybe. We'll see. Or maybe, you know, he stays. I could see him staying and then building it around that. Especially if they did Legend of Zelda, they could have it stay. Because he does look like a Zelda character, right? Kind of. I mean, no offense to you, buddy, but you kind of do. I don't know. I think that would be awesome to see. I think they could do a really, really good job with that. And while playing devil's advocate, what if they just expanded the Wizarding World? I mean, that's always possible too. They could do something like that. I highly doubt it, but it is possible, you know? I don't know what they would do in this area. I mean, I can't even think of that. And if you guys know, drop down in the comments, let me know what you think on that. But I think it's possible. It could be some really crazy stuff that happens. Hey, by the way, here at the front of the park, these bathrooms have reopened now. They've been closed for like a really long time, but they are now open. So there you go. It feels really good to get back in the parks and to make this type of video. Also, the weather feels awesome today. It feels cool out. There's a breeze. It's amazing. Like, I hope it stays this way, but I know it's not going to. But it almost gives me a fall feeling here. That's nice. All right, before we head out, let's head into the studio store here in CityWalk, and there's something in here I want to show you. So stopping in the studio store here in CityWalk before I leave, I've got to show you this. Look at this. Some brand new Five Nights at Freddy's plushies. Oh my gosh, there is Freddy. That is awesome. And there's Chica. Wow, that's so cool. That's awesome. And you got Mr. Cupcake there too. We've eaten you twice, by the way. So awesome. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. No, they do not have a price tag on them. But these are amazing. And what's really cool is they have the Five Nights at Freddy's logo. It doesn't say Universal. So, I mean, that's awesome that they have these. I love these. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to take one home. Which one should I take home? Also over here we have this new Five Nights Lounge flight, which is amazing. Look at this. Did his eyes move with the... Okay, yeah, a little bit. But that's awesome. They have the two pockets on the side here. Yep. We sure do. Now, also, this is kind of a felt feeling there with those, which is awesome. And then we have the Chica wallet here too. Has the same feeling there. The wallet is $65, so I'm guessing $85 for him. Nope, I am totally wrong. $95. And that is going to do it for me today from Universal Orlando Resort and Islands of Adventure. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. What's going to come here? What's going to be here? Is this just a open, healthy discussion? And I'm really excited for the future of what's to come, no matter what it is. Like I said, I miss doing these type of videos because I love talking about this kind of stuff. It excites me. Like I said, I'm always open to change, as long as it's good change, and open to new things. It's always exciting here in Orlando. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. And remember, the road goes ever on. I will see you in the parks.